And a very good evening, good morning, good afternoon, good noon, good midnight. What else can I possibly squeeze in there? Just make sure that this audio is getting through here. It looks like it's pretty good. Excellent. And hello, Ken. Ken, yes, it was you, wasn't it, who was suggesting that I do another one of these streams up in Canada, British Columbia. That has gone firmly into the ideas list. Don't you worry about that. That is going to happen, Ken. Going out to Bella Coola, we are going to do that. I promise you that. I noticed that the airport up there is handcrafted. When was that added? At what point did they add that? So we will go and do a live stream there one of these times. Still trying to figure out what is the best time to do one of these. I've always done these streams at this time of day, where I feel there are probably quite a few North American viewers. Probably starting to lose European viewers at this time of day. So I hope there might still be a few people around who might tune in. The other option would be to do one about 12 hours from now, where we start to pick up maybe some people in the European morning, where it's just starting to get a bit late in a Sunday evening for me. Might already have had a glass of wine with dinner. See how good my flying is after that. Anyway, it's a Sunday morning for me in Melbourne, Australia, and it's a Sunday afternoon in the Grand Canyon. So I think we should click this. Oh dear. Click this ready to fly and start getting our H125 prepped here at Papillon Grand Canyon Helicopters. What a good job they did with these buildings. I think we should just have a little walk around though. Not that this is what people get on the stream for, me admiring the buildings. Radio centre, restrooms and gift shop. Of course there's a gift shop. Why wouldn't there be? Now, have I left the traffic switched on? Yes, I've put traffic in. That's good. I can see some generic traffic down there. That's good. I feel that MSFS 2024 might do a better job at drawing in helicopters into helicopter parking spots. I don't think it does it at all. Certainly not in this apron? Ramp? What would you call this? Parking area? This is, yeah, Papillon Grand Canyon Helicopters. This is the northern end of Grand Canyon Airport. We'll look more at that soon. Who's back from their dog walk there? UTV and Ham. Hello, UTV and Ham. Yes, this one was handcrafted in... Oh, Bella Coola. Handcrafted in 2020. Ken. Yes. It would have been which pack was that in? Which pack was that in? The North America pack. Right, let's get these covers off. Oh, I'm obsessed with this helicopter. Someone criticised it. Oh, now look, here's going to be the story of the day. Look at the wind. I had a look on Flight Aware before, and I thought, oh, I'll just grab the serial number or the registration number of a helicopter that's flying at Grand Canyon today. Guess how many helicopters are flying at Grand Canyon today? Anyone want to take a guess? How many helicopters are flying at Grand Canyon today with this amount of wind? Go on, have a guess while I take this engine cover off. How many helicopters flying from Grand Canyon Airport today? The static port cover off. That is gone. Get the Peter. Why isn't the Peter cover tag flying around? Oh, you beautiful machine. Look at that. My favourite helicopter. I should do a stream not in an H125, actually. I thought just for a bit of variety, I mean, this is not the longest flight in the world. Once we get back down again, it could hop in the... oh, why is his name just gone out of my head? The Cowan sim equivalent of the H125. Just to have a bit of a comparison with the handling. Could be interesting. Put my pilot's bag in there, maybe. imagine flying the Cabri in these conditions, Ken. I don't think you'll be flying the Cabri in these conditions. I think the conditions will be flying the Cabri. All right, hopping in. Yes, so I don't know that anyone's taken my challenge to try and guess how many helicopters are flying at the Grand Canyon today. There are none that I could see flying earlier on, so it's too windy today, so I'm up for a challenge. Look at that grass blowing around. Let's pop back and have another look, see if another ATIS has gone up since I have been getting frightened about this weather. Just looking at another app over here, Navigraph. Still Oscar, and that's 22 knots, gusting 29 from 220 from the southwest. Yeah, so that's coming from that direction-ish. So to be okay if you're in fixed wing today, going to be slightly hard work around the helicopter, so we're going to be really wanting to swing around there when we get going. All right, well, let's get started up. Shall I get the... I'll get the route into the tablet first, so let me just get my... Which view do I want for that? Never quite have the right views here, do I? So maybe I'll just set a new view up. Something like that? Yeah. And then maybe... Yes. Okay, that's what I want. Because I'm just using the stream and I have to use a slightly narrower screen, and when I pop the tablet out, it won't be centered anymore for you. It won't be in view. So if I do... Okay, what have I done? So if I do that for my normal view, then I've got that for the tablet. There we go. That's good. Custom views. For the win! Excellent. Good. Like that. Flight planner. Okay, wonderful Grand Canyon. Good. And there's some traffic around on VATSIM. I am connected to VATSIM. I've got a flight plan in. So we'll see how that comes along. Right, what am I doing? I am loading. I don't think these windows pop out for you. That's fine. Load a flight plan from this PC, and I have done this already from this location. Yes, Green 1 helicopter air tour route. It has gone in. Now, do I need to send that to the avionics? Well, it's gone on there. That's, I guess, all I need. So just get back one step there. Good. That's what we're going to be following along. That is the route. I'll just put up on the stream for a minute here what the FAA has made. There's a link to this in a... Did I put it in here in the stream? Yeah, I think I did. The FAA made this, and I can't zoom in. It's just a JPEG sort of image that I've just pasted in there. What's going on here is that there's a big purple no-fly zone directly north of the Grand Canyon Airport, and there's the Green 2 route just to the left of that, or just to the west of that, and the Green 1 route, which is the slightly more complex one to the east. That's one that we will do, the longer one. And there's a sort of a Green 1A that links across the north of that purple no-fly zone. And so you can do both. You could link them. So no, we'll just do Green 1 today and do that. And so it's a clockwise, no, it's an anti-clockwise loop. So it's a bit of a race course kind of a thing, so that you don't come into conflict with helicopters coming back the other way when they're coming back in. And it's at 7,500 feet unless you are a fixed wing, in which case you are flying at slightly higher. And I'd need to actually... I can't see it in that view, but what is it? 9,500 or 8,500, 9,000. Yeah, I can't quite see it in that view, but you're higher up when you're in fixed wing, so that takes you out of conflict with the helicopters, which are probably slower and, let's face it, better. Okay, so good. So that's what we'll do. Now let me just get the main string back in there for you. Yep, don't forget to say where you are, who you are, what you're looking at. Tell me what sort of flying you've been doing recently. I'd love to know what kind of flying you've been doing. Just been getting a warning here that my bit rate's gone a bit low. Oh, it seems to have come back a bit. Okay, all right. It's always a bit of a mystery, really. I can't quite tell what the outgoing rate is. Right, so the route is programmed in there, and we will just be going anti-clockwise around there. I think it's about 72 nautical miles, so you get your money's worth if you paid for this tour. Okay, so with that in, I think we can start to get our helicopter ready. Do I need this? No, I don't. I need to aircraft. I need flight performances. I need mass and balance. Quick fill. Why is that not 50%? Oh, that's the weight and balance. So load aircraft. Yes. Seats. So if I just load aircraft, this wasn't working before. Now I've turned my head tracking off. Yeah, I don't quite know what's happened in Sim Update 2 or whether this is something else, but the people are not spawning in at the moment. So I don't know if anyone else has encountered this, but there's weight there. So why am I not seeing people coming in? So I'll load that in, and I'm still not seeing people there. So if I just put that up to 100%, which is now overweight for the entire machine apparently, I'm still not seeing people there. And those seats are apparently empty. So not quite sure what I'm doing. So yeah, so that's saying that's full there. What if I reset config, load aircraft? No. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what's happened there. I'll welcome anyone else's advice. No, so this happened on my last stream as well, so I'm not really entirely sure. 50% will be fine. I'm a bit suspicious about the rate of fuel burn at the moment in the H125 in Sim Update 2. I think it's a bit low. I should probably work out some sort of a calculator or something, but we'll just have it on 50%. That's not going to pose any problem today. The CG is not a problem, so that's good. Okay, well, fine. Well, we'll just go with that, even though I can't see anyone in here. I don't quite know what's going on there. Maybe I should report a bug. Checklists. So, pre-flight, we have done all of this. We have done all of this. We have done all of this. We haven't done all of this, but it's good enough. Right. Fuses. And so, the breakers and fuses are all in. And so, we can tick that. Turnaround check. Well, we've done those. So, the rotor brake. Let's start to get ourselves in position here. The rotor brake goes forwards. Fuel shutoff is all the way forwards. Twist group is in the idle position. It is. The engine starting selector is off. Checked. The battery switch is going to on, so the engine will not switch on because we have checked that the switch is off. So Ken, you've been catching the helicopter bug, have you? What is it about the new simulator that's... Or is it the new simulator, in fact? Or what is it that's been getting you more into helicopters then in recent times, Ken? I mean, in my opinion, the simulator supports it. All right, just get the head tracking back on. So, what do we want here? day. Good. Pedals are fine there. Oh, they look very slow. Haven't encountered that before. Is that because the hydraulics aren't on? But they're free. Heating system and demister. Now, I've only recently come to the understanding that this is important regarding hot starts. So these need to be off, otherwise you risk a hot start. Don't know if that's actually simulated, but yeah. Alright, well we can start up, people, so we can just get ourselves to idle. And start to get ourselves moving here. Get ourselves to idle, and then we'll do our avionics. I think the anti-cold should probably go on at this point. So, fuel pump goes on. On. Engine starting selector. I would have thought we had to do a hydraulics test first. Okay. Or is that, am I thinking of another helicopter now? So if I turn that hydraulics off there, we get a hydraulic alert here. Good. Go back on with the hydraulics. That should go off in a second. Or in a minute. Or maybe it doesn't. Maybe I need the engine for that. No, I think I'm just getting a bit confused with something else. Alright, we've got the fuel pump on. Engine starting selector comes on. And what we do is we want to see the N1 increasing over here. We want to see the turbine output stay within its limit here. We want to see the rotor turning at or below N1 of 25%. 25%. Okay? Easy. It's the easiest startup in the world, the H125. On. So we're within and we are moving below 25% and we are staying within limits. It clicks over to the other view here. That's correct. Too much dust. Typical. Wonder if those sounds kicked in a bit late. Here comes our rotor speed on here. Good. And that should all stabilize nicely there. Way too much dust. Ridiculous. That's MSFS 2024 in its current state. Oh, Balatu 42. Oh my goodness me! I'm gonna have to do a good job with you on this stream. One of my YouTube inspirations. Hello to you. What are you doing today? Watching YouTube instead of going out flying. It's too windy, probably. Oh dear. Balatu 42, if you've not checked out his channel, you need to check out his channel. Lots of great helicopter content. Okay, well, we're all stable here. That's great. And did we have any more? Okay, that's all fine. So we're all fine here. That's great. After starting engine, generator goes on. I'm a bit slow here. That comes to life. Oh, and I noticed a little dip in the engine sound there. That's good. The fuel pump can come off. In fact, I can put my head tracking back on. Fuel pump goes off. Engine starting selector, we just set it in position with that guard. Good. And the avionics can come on. And the horn now works in SU2. Fantastic. I will not switch that on yet. Good. And we'll just get ready with the run up. Oh, that's what I was thinking. Yes, I just got ahead of myself there. Just got ahead of myself there. You'll do fine, says Balatu42. Aren't you so kind? Very supportive person you are. Mick, your FS24 freezes on startup main menu. Not sure if it's PC issues or game related. Freezes on the main menu. Can't say that I've had that one before. Well, at least you've got the stream to get your fix. Okay, alright. Well, sorry about the freeze that you've got there. If it's freezing in the main menu, what would I be doing there? I'd probably be thinking about definitely clearing out any add-ons and clearing out your community folder, giving that a go. I would be, I think, checking the integrity of your installation, which might reinstall some stuff. Getting back onto the main stream release and off the beta, if that's what you were on. Give that a go. And if that's still not working, probably, maybe your graphics drivers, maybe have a reinstall there, give that a go. And if that's still not working, you might just be reinstalling the simulator, I'm afraid. Like Balatu42 saying, way fewer issues for me in 2020 than in 2024 than 2020. Way fewer for me in this sim than the old one. Okay, so let's just get some avionics. I am actually on VATSIM today, so I haven't got any radios in here yet. What is the CTAF frequency for this? I haven't got my Navigraph in here yet either. Let's get Navigraph happening up here. Still thinks I'm in Norway. There we go, that's better. Alright. Oh, I wish... one thing, I still don't quite know why all the user interface needs to be so large in 2024. Like, they've obviously made some decision that that's the way it needs to be, but it's too big. It is too big. Alright, so the frequency I need for... that's the VOR DME, 11165. Well, why don't I just get that in anyway? Oh, I haven't done this for a while on a... Can't even remember where the nav radio is on this machine. 11165. Do I have a nav radio on this? I don't even know if I've done it on here. Do I have a nav radio on the... No, I don't, do I? I do not have a VOR radio on this. But I do have that. It maybe feels like it's supposed to be implemented in here. At least we've got the transponder now, because we've got that. Is it in here? No, I don't. Do I? No. Alright, well that's a fail, because COM1... Oh, NAV1. Do I... Oh, that just flicks that. That just switches those. NAV1? That just toggles the audio in and out. So, it feels like I'm missing some knobs. Alright, so, fail. That's something that I might have checked a bit earlier. And so what I'm not doing here is getting the CTAF frequency, which is 1190. So let us get that into our COM 1190. And why am I just going up now? Oh, what have I done to my... What have I done to that? Now I've broken that. What have I done? Oh, I've broken that. Off. On. Is that going to come back to life or not? Oh no! I can always fake it in vPilot. You can send the codes out through that method. Is that just going to get stuck on that screen now? Oh dear, oh dear. I can put it in nav2 as well. Well, nav2, I think I should have... get the Unicom frequency in there, 1228, into my nav2, which I'm not sure if... Oh dear. I'm just going to put .com1 1190 into my vPilot client, which it has done, because now I think I've broken this Garmin unit over here. So I'm not quite sure what I've done there. Yes, so are you, Balatu, are you asking me about my internet connection and speed? It seems to be sort of coming and going. I mean, I've got 100 megabits down. I just don't know quite what I'm concerned about is what I've done to this Garmin unit. Anyway, too bad. So I will just send... I've faked it by playing with the vPilot app instead. Oh well, that's a pity. Too bad. Oh, you were talking to Mick before. Whoops, sorry. Sorry. Alright, so I'll stay out of that. Okay, so what am I doing? I've broken my Garmin unit. Fantastic. Good work, Matthew. I've got my... Was Ken trying to help me with my... I think you click on the lower right knob on the GPS for nav. Yeah, well I would if I hadn't broken it, right? I think that just changes the frequencies, but it sounds like it's working, but the screen's just frozen. Love it. Restart the battery and avionics, that fixes the Garmin. Restart the battery and avionics. Okay. Oh. That changed the engine sound. Alright. Why is that still going? And oh, there we go. Okay, battery goes on. Oh, it's still there. I kind of thought that might happen. Avionics. Oh, they've improved the H125 so much, Matthew was saying. I don't know. I'm just gonna ignore that Garmin. I'm sending everything correctly in vPilot. There's no one talking to me anyway. Is that gonna work? Yeah. So I'm monitoring Unicom. I think that's going to be fine. Okay. Oh well. Too bad. Too bad. Alright, so let's get back to... Accumulator test on. Right, so check hydraulics. I've actually done that, although that was before I had everything switched on properly. So the accumulator test is simply to turn the accumulator test on and to watch the hydraulic light come on up here, which is currently off. That's correct. Oh, do I hold it down? On. And it comes up here a few seconds later. There it is. So now I push it one more time, and then that should go out. Good. And then we turn the hydraulics off on the collective. And then that comes on a second later. That's good. And then off we go on here again. Or on we go on there again, and then the hydraulic light goes off there. So this is all working, and that means I can come up to flight position on the twist grip. I'm not going to do that just yet. That's all done. In flight is, what am I doing here before takeoff? Okay. That's our next checklist. Landing light, temperatures and pressures, caution and warning lights, twist grip, pitot and horn. Okay, that's all fine. So I'm just going to give a minute just thinking about what I'm doing with the departure. So the departure is what would be easiest here? Well, we're at the northern end of the field, and we've got a strong southwesterly coming across here, which is from my right. I'm going to have to do a very scary pickup with a lot of right cyclic in, I would think, and get the nose around pretty swiftly, otherwise I'm not going to be able to do a very good job controlling it. And once we're facing down this way, it's going to be a bit easier to get a bit of speed up. We will try not to overfly directly the other helicopter aprons, because there's two more just to the south here. And then we will depart to the east, and our first reporting point is 10X Meadow. 10X Meadow. So my call sign is 128 Papa Hotel, Papillon Helicopters, 128 Papa Hotel. So it's going to be 128 Papa Hotel on the Papillon Helicopters apron. Departing to the east, Green 1 Air Tour. Tracking 10X Meadow. I think that's the call. Just thinking about what I'm saying there. Yeah, a sip of water after all that excitement trying to get that GPS working. Hey, welcome to the stream, everyone. Really delighted to have lots of people on. And Balatu42, one of my favourite YouTubers. And, yeah, it's a thrill. So, I'm going to have a sip of water and we'll get ourselves underway. Alright, so have I unmuted my microphone? That would be a silly thing not to have done. Yes, there we go, unmuted. Good. There have been absolutely no calls whatsoever on VPilot, so is that all of that on? Yes, it is, so no one has talked to me on there whatsoever. No, it doesn't. There's way too much dust, isn't there? It's ridiculous. I mean, it's also at idle as well, so it's just ridiculous that there is so much dust. Absolutely ridiculous. Far too much. Alright, so let's get the landing light on. Let's get the pitot heater on. Let's get the horn on. And let's get ourselves up to flight. I mean, I suppose we might just see some dust. Still not this much. Oh, where's the input viewer? Where is the input viewer? Let's get that visible to you over here. Also hadn't done the barometer. That's not good piloting. That's in there now. So I'll just make sure I can see the input viewer on your screens as well. Make sure that's in the right place there so you can see my amazing piloting skills. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. Alright, so it looks like I've got enough space to put that up there. That's good. Gives me a little bit more room to see what I'm doing. Okay, so we have got a strong wind. Where's my head? We have got a strong wind coming from over there. Oh, the dust is still going behind the cars. Hilarious. I thought they might have fixed that by now. Actually, that car it is going in front of, but those cars it is going behind. Crazy. Interesting that people talk about the Cowan. I might have a play with the Cowan. And once we get back, why don't we load up the Cowan as well? Now, I love that Cowan H125, but you know, I think that this one, I mean, graphically, the Yosobo it's further ahead. I just don't know if that can be, don't know if that's up for argument. Look, I'm procrastinating now, so we need to pick this thing up. So I need to get pointed round over into that very strong wind coming from there. So we're going to start this thing. We're going to get a lot of right cyclic in. Maybe not that much right pedal, because we're getting probably effective translational lift onto that tail rotor, so maybe not that much right pedal, although I'll be ready to add more. But a lot of right cyclic, I would think. Well, we'll just have to see. So, pulling up the collective now, what's going to happen? God, Balati42's watching. I better do a good job. Oh, see, I'm habitually just adding in more pedal. Yeah, I can feel it getting light now. Up on one skid. It does want pedal. Wants a lot of pedal. Wants a huge amount of... Whoa! Okay, it was stuck on the ground. Oh my god. It was stuck on the ground and wasn't releasing the ground, and then when it came off, it swung around like crazy and probably snapped everyone's neck. I don't know. What to make of that? What to make of that effect? And once we're into the wind, it's fine. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. That was a terrible pickup because it was stuck on the ground. The ground just wouldn't let it go. Oh, look at these trees, these spring trees. It looks like cherry blossoms. How cute. There we go, something to distract from my embarrassing pickup. Ah. Well, temperatures and pressures are fine. Oh, I'm so annoyed about that pickup. I'm just letting it just slowly drift over here. And here's, is that Grand Canyon Helicopters and then Maverick Helicopters? I like the cherry blossoms, they're cute. I've got Bijan Seasons Enhanced in, so we've got the lower woodland appearance here. Excellent. So let us get round to... Might have been a good idea for me to have the map ready over here. Oh, and I didn't do a call. Wow. Oh my god. Oh my god. Shall I do a call now? Or is it just too embarrassing now? Canyon traffic, helicopter 128 Papa Hotel. Lifted from Canyon and tracking 10X Meadows 7,300 on the Green 1 Air Tour route. Canyon traffic. Wow, how embarrassing. Well, I'm hardly having to do anything here at all as usual. The H125's flying itself. I'm going to get my quick trim in just by swapping those around there. That's good. Oh, I'm still crushed about that lift, that pickup. Wow, there's a lot of there's a hell of a crosswind coming in here. Hell of a crosswind coming in here. Let's just get down to this VFR reporting point that I promised. Oh my god. So that's 10X Meadow in there, is it? I don't actually know what that means, but... Anyway, that's the VFR reporting point, and we leave the controlled airspace. I could probably go over to... It's not controlled airspace, it's... is it Class Delta? So I would then just be over to Unicom now, which I will do in a second, using the vPilot client, because I've broken the Garmin. So 7,500 already. This is the altitude we want to maintain. So I'll just try and get everything all nicely balanced here. I don't have to do very much at all. Just a very light hand on the... We've got a tailwind now, so it might just be a little bit squirrely here. The squirrel, hehe, or A-star if you prefer. Let's get a bit more of a view over here. Wow, why does the helicopter stick to the ground like that? It did not get light on the skids. It just hunkered down and then just sprang off. It was stuck on the ground. Urgh. Very upset about that pickup. I suppose that landing light can come off now. Then I have exited the class Delta space. And we start to come up to the canyon. Over there. Lovely. And I've got too high already, so let's keep an eye on that. What a thrill this must be for people having their first experience of the Grand Canyon like this in a helicopter. What best way to do it, isn't it? Come on. Oh, what's Bilotti 42 up to with this S300? An update in MSFS 24, S300 update. How interesting. I had not heard about that. Oh, I hope you're making a video about it. Getting high again. I want to maintain 7,500. The Bijan's Seasons Enhanced just works wonders for this woodland scenery. Much better. So much better. Still using quite a lot of forward stick here, so I'm just going to, again, use the trim. There, that's better. The quick trim. And I'm finally on 7,500. Have you tried Toby or Tracker? Track IR. I've got Tracker or Track IR. Was that a question for me? Yeah, I use Tracker. I've got the Track Clip Pro, just clipped to my Sennheiser headset. Works really nicely for me. I just got to remember to sort of click it on and off. I should get a, yeah, that's what I should do. I should get a button assigned on the Collective actually, so that I can click it on and off. So that when I do the live streams. Because sometimes when I'm looking over at the chat, I just need to remember to turn it off so it doesn't, you know, spoil the chat. Alright people, we're about to cross over the threshold, over to the canyon. That's Zuni Alpha, isn't it? That we just passed there. Okay, let's just, what have I done with that? 1228 is what I should have had in V-Pilot. That's better. Good. Let's have a little bit more room there. Oops, sorry. Just got my hands full doing too many things at the same time. Here we go, crossing over. Oh, magic. Magic, magic, magic. Where's the sunken ship? Is that... oh, it's further that way. I think we see that on the way back in. Oh, there we go, people. Oh, look at that. Look at the detail on the cliff face. So good. So good. The detail on the cliff. So good. So good. High, so let's fix that. I lowered the collector slightly because I felt I was getting fast because I wanted to just, yeah, I wanted to adjust the speed a bit, so I just had to re-trim slightly. So yeah, I was up at about 120 knots. So I wanted to be more like 105 to 110, and I didn't want to rush through this. Colorado River way down there. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah, the view's just endlessly spectacular, isn't it, Ken? Just endlessly spectacular. Real weather, real time. Even though it was horrifically windy and that pickup was terrible. The landing will be much better because I'll be going right into the wind and it will be fine. I mean, the ground crew in reality would have, if the helicopter was on a dolly, would have like turned it around so that it was into the face into the wind. I could have done that with the what do you call it? The slew. I could have slewed it, the helicopter, just so that it was pointing into the wind. Would have been a bit safer. Colorado River. Is it 4,000 feet below us or something? Gosh, incredible. With our invisible audience enjoying the view, hopefully. What's this formation here that we fly over? Let's bring this back up. Apollo Temple, 6,200 feet. Oh, that's the tall one, right in front of the wind vane there. Apollo Temple. Amazing. So we pass to the left of that. So once I just finish this small turn here. I love how they've all got these classical and Greek and Egyptian names. Some of these formations, very interesting. So we're 7,400. Navigraph's very handy like this, giving me, although now that I've just gone past it. Apollo Temple, yes. There. I've gone way too low now. Now that's in the way. Spectacular. So the Cowan H125 I think is flying really beautifully, but I just think it's just so hard to compete with the graphical benchmark that these default aircraft set now. The sound of the default H125 is so good, the graphics are so good, you know, the GPS is so reliable. Not. Oh dear. Oh, that pickup was terrible. I'm still so ashamed of that. Okay, so Alt 7 to get rid of that. How do you find the 7700X? The processor? That's my CPU, right? I have to think about it every time because the 7900XT is my GPU and the 7700X 3D is the CPU. Very confusing numbering scheme on those AMD products. I find it fine. So I've had that CPU for a couple of years already, and whoops, just hit the joystick because I was reaching for a glass of water. Oh, look at this view. So we do a little, in this air tour, we do a little, we turn up into here a bit, so we get to enjoy this part of this arm of the Colorado River. Oh, goodness me. Oh, and it's a different colour too, the rock faces here. Yeah, so the process is already 2.5 years old. So I bought it because I was just having endless struggles getting 2020 functioning nicely, and I never did. I never really did get that working nicely. 2024 is much better. Flight Simulator 2024 performance is vastly improved for me over 2020. I just don't understand how... Oh, look, everyone's mileage varies, right? So it's unfair for me to just say it's only one thing or the other, but I mean... Oh, look, that's incredible. Much more of a arid landscape here, isn't it, with those low bushes instead of the woodland on this stretch. Love it. Why am I going so fast? So I'm going to lower the collective. Be at risk of a retreating blade stall if I overspeed it. And so Let's lift it. I'm going to go a little further in here than what the air tour allows, but we'll be right. Let's use the hat switch to bring the trim up a little bit there. So we'll just come around and we'll enjoy some of that scenery over there. So the people on the left seats will be getting a very nice view. Oh, it's almost rainbow-like. The subtle hues on those cliff faces there, just wonderful. Now, I haven't experienced any downdrafts or updrafts yet, so the wind currently is pretty much directly behind me, so there should be a downdraft here, if anything. Oh, there it is. See, there is a downdraft. Yep, I'm descending like anything. Yep, there's a downdraft. Good. That's good. Perfect. Good. Good Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. Downdraft. Great. Very strong one, too. I've really gone down into the canyon. Just as I said it, there it was. So we should get an updraft then when we come up on this side. So watch the VSI as we come over here. Wow, that was really great. Really strong downdraft. It must have been, if you felt that, you'd be excited. There's, I think, maybe the start of the updraft there. I haven't asked for that 500 feet per minute rise. Yeah, we lost 1,000 feet in that downdraft. Massive. And we haven't gained it back yet, so I haven't found the updraft on the other side just yet. Interesting. Oh, here it is. Is this it here? Yes, here it is. We found the updraft. Bit rough, maybe. Sort of makes sense. Like it's right on this kind of cliff face. This is probably not how you'd fly it in real life, is it? But it's interesting. Interesting to experience this. Very interesting to experience this. The effects. There's the updraft, all right. We have found it. So there's lots of sort of hidden details really in 2024 if you look for it. I mean, hidden. I mean, if you know, if you consider things like updrafts a hidden detail. Updrafts and downdrafts. Right, so we're still a bit low here after all of that excitement. Wow. Wow. Incredible. So we cross the river again, and what's this one coming up? Awatubi Crest is the feature. Oh yeah, I think I see that. Now we might just do an illegal landing at Point Imperial. And what are you asking? Have I ever done flying in cloudy or overcast conditions? Well, in VFR flying, you're not supposed to fly in clouds, or you're supposed to fly around them. In the last live stream I did, the Kinsarvik one with Clifford's wonderful scenery, we got into a bit of cloud and had to fly around it a bit. That was quite fun, actually. Had to dodge the clouds, had to fly around them. Had to sort of weave around the clouds. It's quite fun. Hey, thanks, Mick. Thanks very much for your inputs and your questions. So yeah, if you're still there, I mean, just to round that off, the process is still performing just fine. I don't feel like I'm in a hurry to replace the processor this year. I feel maybe towards the end of next year I could be up to replace that. Now I feel like I'm in a bit of a downdraft situation there again, not quite sure why. Just hit a bit of an odd pocket there. What's this one off on the right here? This formation. The Quigunt Butte. Quigunt Butte? Sorry, I don't know quite what that one means. Alright, so 7,000 feet. We're getting a bit low again. We might do an illegal landing at Point Imperial. Just for fun. Just thought I could put the helicopter down and enjoy the view and rest my arm for a minute. Oh, the scenery is just bonkers. 7,200, yes. Quite a lot of sort of up and down stuff here with these windy conditions. A lot of updrafts and downdrafts, so it's quite exciting. That's good. Wouldn't want it boring for you. So yeah, so this is real life weather today. So the clouds very, looks like we've got some very light high cloud up there. It's quite pretty actually. It's going to be interesting when the Miltech MH60 pack arrives, and that promises quite an automated flying experience, and it might be a bit easier for us to do IMC flying, so flying in instrument meteorological conditions, so we'll see what that's like. Is that Imperial Point there, where the road goes to? By, I should have looked at that first, shouldn't I? By Sullivan Peak. That's over there. What an excellent value air tour this would be. Oh, now I've gone over 8,000 feet. How do I do that? Through inattention to detail, that's how. And possibly some updrafts. Oh, look at that feature there. Amazing, just above the passenger side window there. Incredible. And the river's way below, way below. Well, hello to people on the stream. If you've just joined, say hello. Tell us what sort of flying you're doing in helicopters. What helicopter are you enjoying flying at the moment? We were talking a bit before about RS-66s, and I think a bit of trouble with the having to adjust the curves on the collective controllers. Might have a go with the Cowan H125. Look at these formations, and why have I got so high? Did I pull the instinctively pull the collective before? I think I must have when I was in a maybe a downdraft situation. I didn't quite realise what I'd done. That formation ahead of us is just incredible. Again, the subtlety of the colours here is stunning. Well, I'm hoping to right the wrong of that pickup by landing into the wind and therefore looking like a hero when I take off again, because I'll be directly into the wind and it'll be much easier. So we're 8,500 here, a bit high. Saddle Mountain, 8,500. That's about where we're at now. So is this Saddle Mountain here? Shall we land on Saddle Mountain? Oh, Ken, there's been an update about the H225. There has been an update. Incredibly, well, I don't know if incredibly is the right word, but the developer Dave has resurfaced. Well, he resurfaced for a couple of days. So I'm not quite sure really what is happening there, but Steve from HPG reassures people that Dave has said that he's working on the... Look at this. Oh, can I get the helicopter onto one of those ledges there? This is not part of the air tour, I'm just having fun now, but that looks risky. Let's cancel this trim. Can I get it up on one of those? So what's our heading here? 1209. It's... No, I don't like it for the wind though, so for the wind I need to be more like over here. So yeah, Dave from High Performance Group has resurfaced. He's been sort of not present for a few months. Seeing to other business or working on other things or just taking a break, I do not know. Not my business. These are real people with real lives doing real things. So it's not for me to speculate really, but this doesn't quite look as promising as what I'd hoped. It's very uneven there, that ground. I'm in the wind now at least. Oh, that does look... Oh, it's just not... I worry about the tail rotor on that little patch just down there. So, I think there is hope for the H225. I mean, it's just got so much work needed to be done to it. I mean, how do they get so off track in the first place? Hype. I mean, they are such good developers and they were doing such good work in 2024 with their other products, and all just sort of the wheels fell off for a while there with those developers. Such a pity, but I'd love to see them get back on track. Everyone would. Get those autopilot modes on the H225, Ken, like what you're asking. It can be done, it should be done. You know, people paid for the premium deluxe edition of the simulator with the hope that they would get access to tools like that, features like that. Do we have enough of a clearing in here? I'm using a lot of right pedal to keep this steady. Why am I having to use so much right pedal here? We're into the wind. Because I've got pulling a lot of collective. Don't mind this clearing in here. Whoa. These scrappy bushes are going to get trampled by our helicopter. So we'll try and come to a stable hover here. And then okay, not good. Searching around. Not good. So uneven ground. Don't know quite why we started moving forwards here again. It looks pretty good. Oh, I got a bit close to that tree, didn't I? Oh dear. Oh dear. Way closer than I realised. How did they get so close to that? Not good. Alright. Idle. Gonna get out and have a walk. Right, and obviously it would have been much better if I had turned off my head tracking before I took that sip of water. Sorry about that. Alright, so let's get out and see here. Dear oh dear. So where are we? This is Saddle Mountain. This is pretty cool. Beautiful. Which way should I be going here? Who would have thought we'd be doing this in flight simulators? Floating rock. More floating rocks. Who would have thought this was going to be a thing just a few years ago? Amazing. Just the detail on these trees, vegetation, stunning stuff. Oh yes, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. That's what I wanted. That's what I wanted. Heli hiking. That is crazy. That is crazy. Alright, I guess I should maybe not get too close to that edge. What would happen actually? I'm not going to test it. That is just insane. Absolutely insane that we can do that. Can't believe it. It's, you know, wow. Oh, Texas, yeah, you're asking about the EFB. Sorry, I missed your question. So let's get back and have a look at that. Let's get back and have a look and see if I can answer your question about sequencing the EFB and understanding. Oh, look. Magical. Imagine just being up. I mean, look, if it looks this good on the simulator, imagine what it's like in real life. Landing on Saddle Mountain and having in your H125 and having a look around here. I'm just using the stereo sound to work out where the helicopter is. I can't see it right now. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. There it is, beautiful H125. Thank you, you excellent machine. Wonder if the Cowan is going to get stuck on that ground where I was trying to pick up smoothly before. Oh, that was horrible. 2020 always had a weird interface with the ground. '24 is definitely better, but that one was not a good situation. Oh, you good machine. Let's get on board. Okay, let's get the horn back on and get the twist grip back up to flight. Alright, so Texas, you want to know how I got these points in like this? Now, I tried to do this in the Flight Planner website, the web interface, and I found it very hard. In fact, I sort of gave up. So what I ended up doing was doing it in Navigraph. And in Navigraph, and if you don't have Navigraph, it's fine, because I believe this would also work in something like Little Navmap, which I understand is free. I'm sorry, I'm actually not a Little Navmap user, so I'm not up to date. But with things like tools like Navigraph or Little Navmap, you can right-click on the map here, you can add a point, and then when you've got the whole route in like this, So yes, it's working out here. This is 3 nautical miles. That's 3. That's 5, and so on. And I just matched this up with the FAA chart. It only took me 10 minutes really. This took no time at all to get this in here to match up with what it is like in reality. So this was pretty easy. Once I had all that in Navigraph, you can export this flight. And I just exported it as an MSFS 2024 flight, which I loaded in the tablet. So I won't actually do it now because I don't want to mess up this one in here. But in the tablet, you can load it with that open icon there, and it gives you several different options to import the flight, and you're away. It's actually pretty easy. So hopefully they can get it so that the actual planning tool is a bit improved, because it's not, I mean, I think it would be okay for airliner basic kind of use like that, but for helicopters, not quite so good. VFR flying, not quite so good at the moment. So Texas, I hope that answers your question about how I got that in there looking like that. So let's get moving. So the wind, I think, is from my front left. So pulling the collective, here we go. Right and right. Stay away from that tree, so I'll get a bit of back cyclic, aft cyclic as well. Sliding backwards. Whoa. Yeah, not great. Feels like maybe I could have done a bit more practice before I got flying today. Oh well. Right, back on with our flight after our illegal landing. Oh dear, back down to 7,500 feet too. I've got much too high. Thank you, Saddle Mountain, for that interesting experience. That was fun. That was fun. And a flight simulator, getting out and having a walk on top of Saddle Mountain in the Grand Canyon. Crazy, crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. Who would have thought it possible? Now we're going to get all kinds of crazy updrafts and downdrafts going over these. What's going to happen? It's going to be all over the place, actually. In fact, I'm getting a... What's happening? The bottom's fallen out of it here already. That's not good. What is that feature there? That really prominent knob. So I'm heading right for it now. Let's see if Navigraph tells us. Wow, it's really bumping around. Is that... Kibby Butte? No, it's closer than that. Woolsey, is it? Woolsey Butte? A remarkable feature, because I have just remarked upon it. Okay. Pulling a bit more collective again. Yeah, no, we got into some weird updrafts and downdrafts there. So 8,200 feet. And let's just survey what we're doing here. We're going to do a left turn. We're all fine here, all clear. Sorry, just distracted by something outside. Okay. Nose down trim. Spectacular panoramic view once more. And so the next point then is Gunter's Castle. 7,000 feet, so not a particularly tall one. Is that the one on... Is that that one that's on the near horizon there? I'm not sure. What I do know is that, as usual, I am too high. So why don't I concentrate on getting to 7,500 feet, which is what I'm supposed to be flying if I were doing this like a professional. Feels like 7,500 would be too low here, actually. This is 8,500 now. I'm a little bit off course. There have been no calls on Unicom whatsoever, so no one else is flying. Okay, and a bit of a downdraft here, I think. Wow. Very challenging wind conditions today. And we should be getting an updraft here, I would think, when we get over this crest. Not so much. So now we're at 7,500. We're right back on course. Or 7,600 actually. Right back on course. I'll try and pay a little bit more attention to my height here. Don't need so much collective in, but I do need to get that trim right. Does that rock have holes in it up there? Looks like it. Oh, no, just a bit of a rendering issue in the scenery there. Okay, no problem. So that's Gunther's Castle right ahead then. Looks pretty interesting. Pretty interesting stuff. So yeah, this flight requires a lot of concentration on speed and altitude. More concentration than what I'm giving it, because I'm having too much fun having a chat as well. Keeping an eye on the chat and seeing if anyone's got any questions. Please keep them coming. Oh, sorry. Bit low, so adding a tiny bit more collective there. Yeah, downdraft, downdraft, downdraft. That's not good. Wow. Huge. And we've lost quite a bit of height too. Well, I guess this is why they are not flying today. And probably a good reason for me to have chosen somewhere a bit more safe than flying around like this. For the entertainment of people on YouTube. But still, it's fun. It's really fun. Whoa, there, now that's an updraft. Whoa, oh my goodness, man, that is exciting. That is exciting. Gosh. Again, lost quite a bit of height there. Now we should definitely be on updraft territory now. This is almost like being in a glider. Wow. Lots going on there to keep you busy as a pilot. This VFR flying is much more exciting than being in an airliner and leaving it on autopilot and, I don't know, doing your airport planning. This is much more exciting. Oof. Thrilling stuff. Yeah, I'm just having to be a bit more active on the collective going in this direction. Alright, so we're in a straight line here for a while. What are some of these features over here? Hubble Butte and Siegfried Pyre. Oh, look at the strata and the cliff face over there. Incredible. Incredible. As soon as I start enjoying the scenery again, I lose speed and altitude awareness. Oh, amazing stuff. Amazing. Yeah, I'm not sure if I finished that earlier thought about the autopilot in the MH60 pack that's coming. The MH60 pack would seem to be quite well suited to IMC flying, so, you know, search and rescue, rough weather, flying at sea, cloud, rain. I can imagine all of that being a factor on those kinds and that kind of work and that kind of flying. challenging. Interestingly, the MH60 helicopters do not have any kind of lateral navigation, so they don't fly a route, but they do have a heading hold, they do have an attitude hold, and they do have a radar altitude hold and an altitude hold. So it's going to be quite interesting to see how we're going to go about flying those. Marine-based helicopters. Downdraft. Big downdraft coming off the crest of this formation. I'm pulling maximum collective now. Not good. Not good. So we're going to really spring up off into the air as soon as we get over this crest here, I think. I predict. Yep, there it goes. Wow. Huge downdraft. It's just because it's a very windy day. And probably I shouldn't be flying in it. What is that spire off at our 1 o'clock? This one, even at our 11 o'clock, that one's nice. Very nice. So I think with the MH60 you're going to be spending a lot of time on the heading hold, no, the heading select knob. What is that formation? That is quite something. Vishnu Temple or Freya Castle, is it? And is that Votan's throne in the distance over there? It's beautiful. There have still been absolutely no calls whatsoever on Unicom, so not even a distant 1228. Yeah, that's in. That is definitely in. So no one very active in this part of the world on VATSIM today, and I, in doing that, have lost some attitude control, so let's fix that. So we'll need to do an inbound call for Grand Canyon Airport, so we'll make a call to Canyon Traffic. Spectacular stuff, and I predict another downdraft situation here. Thanks very much, Ken, for your input and your enjoyment of this. You can rate my landing later on. Landing should be better than that liftoff. Oh my god. I'm still traumatized by that. Vishnu, I think it's Vishnu's temple. It's quite something. Vishnu Temple, Freya Castle, and then Votan's throne at the back. Yeah. Wow. So I can't quite just get the view right there, but that is quite something. Quite something. And let's just get this altitude right. my other computer's just signed itself out. That's not good. Come back. There we go. Otherwise I won't be able to see your comments and chats. Now, why did I get a downdraft there? I don't quite understand that one, or was that just my bad flying? I'm not sure. Oh, glorious, 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 glorious. 7,500. Very leisurely speed today, but this is nice. Well, that was quite frightening where I had to pull maximum collective earlier on to fight that downdraft. And it's going to be a very strong one as well when we get over the canyon wall, get close to this canyon wall. In fact, I might just have to do a bit of planning here, have a bit of a think about this. I might need to disobey my 7,500 limit. In fact, I can't see how I can possibly achieve a safe clearance over the wall from here with the risk of a very strong downdraft. I don't think it can be done. So I'm going to have to probably... Whoa, turbulence. Probably lift a lot higher. Colorado River way below us. So there's the woodlands plain, and I'm just going to keep a very close eye on this. I'm busting through our limit significantly at this point. I think I'm probably going to be doing about 8,500 here because I'm very cautious, because I'm going to get slammed down by a very strong downdraft here, I think. I don't want that to happen, otherwise I just won't be able to clear the wall. Oh, magical. Magical, magical, magical. Okay, how are we going here? We're still good. Oh, here it comes, I think. There it is, yep. Or there's some of it, at least, anyway. Oh, no, sort of just bounced off it a bit. Yeah, I'm riding the collective quite strongly here, and I think I'm getting a bit of... getting blown downwind a bit here as well. Whoa, this is exciting stuff. Really having to manage the wind very tightly indeed here. Very tightly indeed. As soon as we're over that plane, we're going to be fine. But this is just some scary flying at the moment. Oh, is that the sunken ship over there? Cute. Yeah, it is. Oh, it must be, right? It must be. Probably not a good time for me to be distracted by the scenery. Oh, now I can't see it. Okay, I need to not concentrate on that. I need to concentrate on this. Okay, we've cleared it, and it is... Are we in the downdraft now? Okay, we've cleared it. So we're just... That's good. Whew. Now it's following that road in, I think. That's good. That was just something that needed a bit of management so that we didn't get pushed down by the downdraft coming over the edge of the canyon wall. Yeah, you really need to think about this stuff. Now, is that the sunken ship or not? So I'm a bit confused now. So I thought it was going to be one of those. But it's just not drawing in the names for me at the moment. Oh well. That's just magic, isn't it? So good. So good. I'm not going to go over that wall again. I'm going to stay safely over the plane because I don't want to risk getting into any kind of downdraft situation over there. Just going to follow the road. Bijan's Seasons Enhanced scenery is working nicely here. The woodlands are lower. Not quite as lush as what it is by default in MSFS 2024. Nice patchy, high, wispy cloud. Looks good. As does the rest of that scenery. Alright, so we need to think about the call. So we need to, we'll change frequencies. Not that anyone's been using this frequency, but we will change frequencies and to the Canyon traffic CTAF frequency, 119.0. I will need to do that on the vPilot app because I have broken, somehow, the Garmin unit down here. It got a bit weird on me. So I was probably doing stuff too fast and then I broke it. It's very interesting how close I am to the ground here. It's even at 7,500 feet, which is the published height for this procedure. So that's how low we fly. Keeps us below fixed wing traffic. So we just need to call Canyon traffic and give them a inbound report. So it'll be something like helicopter 128 Papa Hotel. That's Papillon Helicopters. 128 Papa Hotel inbound for Papillon Helicopters. 10X Meadow 7,500 feet tracking direct Papillon Helicopters. So I think that's sufficient. That's what the call would be. So I'll just change that frequency now on my vPilot app. I'll just get this. Try and get this a little bit tidier here. A little bit of turbulent air with this. That's the landing light going on. Where's my vPilot app? So, COM1, 119.0, that's ready to go. A little bit of jumpiness in the scenery. Sometimes this can happen after being in the stream for quite some time. If it starts happening more, I'll try and Alt-Enter to go out of full screen and then back in. Sometimes that can help a little bit. What a spectacular way to spend an hour in a helicopter. Money well spent. You wouldn't soon forget a day like that, would you? an excellent Airbus H125 or maybe H130. H130, very commonly used helicopter type out here. I wish we had a good H130 in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. I know Cowan has developed one. He's talking about updating the flight model, but it's got to wait for some other helicopter developments first. And we'll just have to be patient. So 10X Meadow is actually just down there slightly, but we'll just call the visual reporting point 10X Meadow. Suppose I could have done this leg a bit faster. It's not the most scenically exciting. So that's the 10X Meadow just down there. Okay, so can't quite see the airport yet. Is that? Yeah, no, that's it over there. All right, good. So let's just aim for it. We're going to the northern end, so we don't quite follow the GPS precisely at this point. And I'm a bit higher than what I'm supposed to be, but that's okay. So we'll do this radio call now. So let's just get down to about here. Canyon traffic, helicopter 128 Papa Hotel. Inbound for landing, Papillon helicopters. Position is 10X Meadow, 7,700 feet, tracking direct Papillon helicopters. Canyon traffic. Right, so not the best radio call, but I've probably done worse than that as well. So how are we going to go with this landing? Let's just get ourselves a bit closer to the field so we can see what we're doing. Get this last bit of trim in. Hit me with your questions, your helicopter questions, your helicopter observations. If you want to try this landing. Actually, we should check the ATIS actually to see if there's been any update on that. Gusting 23. If anything, it's settled down a little bit, the wind. 16, gusting 23. So it's still pretty strong. It was 22, gusting 29 when I took off. Very strong. So 16 gusting 23 from 230. So pretty much the runway direction. Runway's 210, isn't it? 21. Landing light is on. Don't know why my passengers are not visible today. Bit of a mystery. One of life's minor mysteries, as we like to say. I was very impressed with the spring blossoms of some of the trees around the field when we took off, so we'll see what they look like on our way back in. $7,400, okay. So you can see the field there now. I suppose I could call a final approach into Papillon helicopters. Oh, now these are the hotels, and so I've gone a bit too far north. Have I? Yes, I have. Those are the hotels. Okay, so I've not quite aimed perfectly here. I needed to approach from the north anyway, so it's not too bad. can see the small tower structure there for Papillon helicopters. That's all fine. So we're doing just fine here on the approach. I'll just call a final approach, maybe in just a moment. Don't see anyone there on the runway. There's no calls. No one sort of coming in here. Nothing else happening on the CTAF, so all pretty easy there. Canyon traffic, helicopter 128 Papa Hotel, 1 mile final for Papillon helicopters. Canyon traffic. Yeah, so ground progress looks a bit slow because we're going directly into that rather strong headwind. So, okay, let's cancel that trim out here. So I'm doing something like realistic control over it. Right, there's the apron. It's a little bit scary with this strong wind. Okay, we can do it. We can do it. Not if we reduce the collective that much though. So lifting the nose, reducing the collective now, letting some of that speed go, bringing the collective up so we don't get too low yet. I won't take the first pad, I'll just go a little bit further in. Might have to hide the tablet so I can see what I'm doing. I think that's the one we took off from, or was it that one? Raising the collective, raising, and getting ready with more pedal, and we'll just come in from the side here. Too much dust. Just wiggle it slightly that way. There we go. And lower the collective. And there we go. Onto the pad. Not too bad. Cancel that bit of trim I just put in there. Get that to idle. We'll hear the rotor, the horn, low RPM horn come in a second. And if you like, I think we'll just get that Cowan Sim H125 out and we'll just have a bit of a play with that and see how it handles in these conditions. I've got no trouble whatsoever with the handling of the Asobo default H125. I think it's actually good. But what I will do, I think, is... actually, we'll put this back up to flight. I'm going to try lifting it again, because I did get stuck in the terrain when I lifted off before, and it was a bit of a mess. So I'm going to just try a little practice lift off here again, or pick up. So let's just try that, and then we'll compare it with the... I'll just disconnect from VATSIM at this point, so that can go off, and off we go there. So we're no longer on VATSIM, that's smart. Okay, so up we go here. Right and right. Look how dirty that windscreen is now. So right into the headwind. So that's easy. That is the kind of lift, the pickup I would want. So the helicopter, when we lifted off before, was orientated like so. Yeah, it's very hard to operate like that with that kind of crosswind coming across. Also, I don't have my head tracking on, so I can't see what I'm doing. I really can't see what I'm doing now, so I'm going to have to abort this and come back around here. Yeah, so I don't know. Why did it get so stuck in the terrain when I tried my first lift off? I don't know, but we'll just put this down one more time. I just had a moment there of pushing the collector the wrong way because I'm still getting used to what I've done by flipping around. Okay, I'm going to just get into the Cowan and to see what difference we might expect with that, with the same kind of scenario. So, Cowan 500, Cowan H125. We'll just, shall we choose a nice livery or shall we just go with anything? I don't know, we've got a... I'll choose an American one at least. That would be nice. Okay. Choose an American one. And, wow, so many. I do appreciate a developer that puts in lots of liveries. That's a good thing to do. That's the one closest to the color scheme I just took. What is this one? Flight for Life, Colorado. Well, look, do you know what? It's almost the right state, so we'll take this one. Haven't flown this one before. Save and back. And let's put it on the same... Don't know why. Don't know why it has not given me the... Oh, it has now. Parking spaces. Okay, so helicopter parking, that's exactly where I took off before. We'll put it down here. We'll do a quick startup and we'll just see what it's like compared to the Asobo H125 on that pickup, which was bad. Don't think it was my fault. It just was magnetically stuck on the ground and wouldn't lift off, and I made a mess of it. Okay, so no 2024 features. Still a good looking machine though. Everything's a bit lower resolution in the Cowan. Oh, okay, now... right. Yeah. Everything looks a bit sort of glossier and newer in these machines. These 2020 era ones. I've just done a Control E to start up. Won't do the full procedure, but we'll just see if we can just start up and have a go. Interesting, isn't it? Looking at this new helicopter side by side with the other one. I mean, this was the leading helicopter in 2020 for quite some time, I feel. How will it perform on a pickup in these blustery conditions with the wind coming from my right? Bit of a strange cutover with the sound there. Just cheating a bit with this startup here. Whack that straight over the flight. Still increasing. Don't know quite what's happening over here. Might be a slightly bugged startup procedure when I Control E it. Fuel pump's not on. Maybe it should be. It is now. Ah, the fuel pump wasn't on. That's the problem. My fault. So the Control E doesn't do it. Okay, good to know. It's got a proper overspeed horn. Okay, I think we're ready to go. Right, so the pickup, what's it going to do? Is it going to get stuck in the terrain like the other one did? Input viewer. Alright, here we go. Picking up. Right and right. Much better up onto one skid than... Whoa. I don't know. That feels kind of disconnected and weird compared to the Asobo. Feels like I'm not part of the landscape. Feels a bit disconnected. It was a terrible pickup, but I'm happy to take the blame for that. So now that I've got the feel for it, I could probably put it down a bit better over here. Yeah. Look, it's very smooth. Smoother than that Asobo machine. Right and right. Oops, no, not too much right. Need to wind right into the wind. In fact, none. Possibly even left. So we were trying to pick up like this with the... very hard to encourage it to go over there. Don't know why I wanted to pick up so much forward speed there. Sort of have to get the feel for it again. It does feel really quite different from the Asobo. Yeah, that's not how you fly it, Matthew. Yeah. Wow, I haven't touched this for a while, have I? I'm just trying to get it back into that... Whoop. Don't land on the fuel stuff. Let's get down on one of these pads again. Yeah, no ground contact sounds. Interesting. Look, I don't know. I don't know. You get so used to one machine, and, you know, I think the default Asobo H125 is just performing so strong these days. I mean, I think you could still do probably better procedures in the Cowan H125. The flight feels so different. It feels a bit floaty and wafty in the H1 in the Cowan. Maybe that's what people want. Maybe that's what people expect. Very interesting. I should probably do more of a head-to-head comparison. I have started one on the R66. I think that one's a little bit more of a closer race. I mean, still visually the Asobo or the Coronado R66, you got to say, is still ahead of the Cowan, I would think. The default machines in MSFS 2024. I mean, they are just so impressive. So impressive. Ace, where is the flight plan, server, etc.? The flight plan for the Grand Canyon flight that I just did? Is that what you're asking me there? So this flight here, I programmed a Navigraph from the FAA, and I saved it in Navigraph, and you could have used Little Navmap for that, and then I exported it from Navigraph, or Little Navmap if you'd use that, and I imported it into the EFB here using this, the what's it called? Load plan file. So from Navigraph and presumably Little Navmap, you can export as a Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 format. Is that what you're asking me, Ace? I hope I've answered your question there. Yeah, I hope that's what you're getting at. All right, let's just go for a little circuit in the H125 by Cowan. I need left pedal there. Very interesting. Very quiet interior sound. Someone else has commented on this as well. Ace, I don't know how to use that. Do you mean Navigraph or Little Navmap? Yeah, so they are applications outside of MSFS 2024. It's just that I find the default, or the web planning tool, which I've now forgotten the address of. Someone else might need to help me remember what that is good, but it's kind of not great, and I didn't find it suitable for putting in all of those complicated points. You know, I needed to put in a lot of very particular points to match the FAA chart for that air tour route that we just flew. So in order for me to be able to achieve that, I needed to use something that had a bit more detail, and that's why I used Navigraph. As I said, Little Navmap is free, I believe. I haven't used Little Navmap for a long time. I do subscribe to Navigraph. Navigraph is a paid subscription, but I do believe Little Navmap is free and offers the same kind of functionality. So you can put in the points, I think, and then you can export your flight plan and then import it into MSFS 2024 like I've done. So that's how you could do a flight like what I've done today, with very fine planning, a bit more easily than maybe what you could achieve using the default MSFS 2024 systems. Yeah, so I hope that helps. I hope that helps answer your question and gives you some ideas for things that you could try to plan your future flights. Yeah, the Cowan H125 is a lot less reactive. It's a bit softer and floatier. I haven't really experienced any turbulence yet. I don't really know what that means, unless that was some there. Maybe it's all damped somewhat. Now, my performance on the ground before was terrible with this, so because I was trying to get it so that I could do that same liftoff that I did with that was the radar altimeter, which actually does give you the warning tone in the Cowan, which the Asobo one does not do, I don't think. There it is again. It's better. Oh, you just want to find where I am, Ace. Grand Canyon, KGCN. KGCN. Oh, I love these spring blossoms. All right, well, I think once I get this settled down, I will take any last questions, and we will say goodbye for now. So let's just see if I could just taxi this in sideways. Quite easily done with the Cowan, because it's just very, as I said, it's very soft and floaty. I'll just lift it up there by itself a bit there for some reason. There's a bit of pilot-induced oscillation, unfortunately. Whoa, that's not good, Matthew. Come on. Yeah. Yeah. I wonder about the ground effects. I mean, I got it in the spot. I was just that was all a bit indecisive. Oh, were you wondering if I was doing like a multi-player? No, I have not. I should do. We'll do a multiplayer session next time. Absolutely, I should do that. I don't know why I haven't done one yet. Actually, we'll do a multiplayer and we'll fly together and see what people want to do. So indeed. So there we go. I hope people enjoyed that. Always a pleasure to show people different helicopter procedures. I don't know if I modelled the best behaviour today. The initial pickup was terrible. In those strange conditions. The challenge today, I think, that was really interesting was the the downdrafts coming off the features inside the canyon. That made it really challenging and interesting. So that was exciting. And yeah, so look, I hope that was good viewing for people. I hope you got something out of that. The Grand Canyon routes are published by the FAA. I'll put a link for that in the video description, so you can follow those too if you're interested. And yeah, I hope to see you flying around soon. And yeah, we'll catch you another time. And safe flying.